Hey friends, welcome back to our sixth session in the leadership development series this week, which is all about building multi-unit leadership skills. And we're taking our teachings from Jim Sullivan's great book, Multi-Unit Leadership. So if you haven't picked a copy of this up yet, I highly recommend it. Like I said, I do think that if there was a textbook for training multi-unit leaders, this would absolutely get my vote. So this week we're talking about principle number 6, which Jim calls the synergist. And I love this competency because it's really about, kind of bringing it all together, bringing through the marketing, the coaching, the recruiting, the brand ambassador, all the things that we've talked about kind of to this point. And how do we bring those all together for the folks in our region, for the business units in our region? And I think the things that really stuck out for me in this section, first and foremost, is about Jim's kind of philosophy on how important the planning of your store visits are. I think that is absolutely fundamental to having success in this role, is being very strategic about how you set up your store visits so that you deliver high impact in every single store that you touch in your region. It's about bringing the energy, bringing that vibe, bringing the positivity, using an appreciative leadership stance to shine a light on all the great things that are happening in that store so that you start to see more and more of those things happening by more and more individuals on that team. It's about understanding what is most important for that store right now, because you may have a million things on your to-do list of things you need to cascade or things that you want to focus on, but the store's got to be in a place where they are ready to accept that feedback, that coaching, ready to lean into that next kind of goal or activity that you want them to work on. So you can't take kind of a blanket approach where I'm going to hit all 8 stores in my region and we're going to do this thing, this exact same coaching in each one of those stores. That doesn't work. You've got to be really strategic and you've got to be really situational to really get the best out of that visit. And then you have to be prepared that when you walk into the store for your visit that day, or maybe you're spending a couple of days there and you've got this beautiful agenda and you've kind of co-collaborated with the store manager and everything's ready to go. But then honestly, like in the retail and hospitality world, sometimes things go sideways and you're going to go in there and you're going to have a bit of a different experience than what you might expect. And your urge is going to be to like, oh my gosh, I got to coach and give feedback about all these things that I'm seeing kind of going sideways right now. Really try and hold yourself back. I used to work with this great gal, Christy Richards. If you're listening, this shout out is for you. Christy is one of the most brilliant regional leaders that I had the opportunity to work with. She's a senior director now over at Boston Pizza, looking after all of Western Canada. But Christy used to call it the 3 darts. Like when you walk into that store visit, what are the 3 most important things that you want to get that store to focus on? Not what's on your laundry list of brand standards that they might not be following, or little things, little details that you might want to coach. It's about picking the most important, like what are the 3 darts that you're going to throw in that store visit to drive impact. So really important to plan for a great visit, build a great agenda, focus on what the store needs right then and there, and just throw 3 darts. Don't leave a big long laundry list of things that you want to see kind of changed or fixed. That's not motivating. So pick 3 darts to drive impact. The second thing that I love about the synergist section is, again, this focus or this idea of never getting bored with the basics. And man, like I could do a whole segment on the basics. I talk a lot about Coach John Wooden because he's a real leader was a real leader that focused on the basics. And in his world, it was like starting every single season, no matter if you were a 4th year or a 1st year student. We're going to talk about how you properly put your socks and shoes on and how you tie them up to avoid getting blisters so that you can really leave it all on the court. So my question is, like, what are the basics in your industry, in your region? If you're in the restaurant world, the hotel world, the retail world, like what are the most basic, most important things that need to get executed daily, every shift by every team member to deliver on the brand promise? The best leaders, the best regional leaders in this business, they get that. They never get bored of that. And they just relentlessly focus on the basic things that are required to deliver that brand promise. So really, really important. And then finally, the thing that probably resonated the most with me in this chapter is the idea that regional leaders need to spend more time focusing on root causes and less time focusing on symptoms. And it takes experience, it takes patience, and it takes strong collaboration to get to the root cause of what might be driving issues in some of your business units. I think that, it's very easy. It's like whack-a-mole as these symptoms come up, and you get a bit of that hero mentality for like whacking out all these symptoms and solving all these little problems. Yeah, that's great. It's helpful to solve little challenges like that as they come up. But the real work is understanding why these problems are coming up in the first place and why you keep having these habitual issues, month after month after month in the business unit or in the region. So you got to really lean into trying to understand like what is the root cause here. And friends, you might not have the answer. That's why I say collaboration is a really good skill set to leverage in your root cause analysis. Invite different folks to the table. Reach out to folks that work in different departments. Reach out to, different business unit leaders. Reach out to different regional leaders. Chances are somebody somewhere with a lot of experience has seen something like this before and might be able to help guide you to what the real issue is here. What's lying below the surface that is causing some of these, symptoms to crop up in the day-to-day operations. So there you have it. There's my 3 takes from the Synergist section. Plan and deliver high impact store visits. Never get bored with coaching the basics, the fundamental, pieces of your brand promise that need to be delivered each and every time. And focus your problem solving or firefighting energy on like, what is the root cause? Stop playing whack-a-mole with the symptoms, figure it out once and for all, and then build a plan to close that gap. And if you do that, you're going to have miles and miles of success. So thanks for tuning in. One more to go. Have a great rest of your day, guys. We'll talk to you soon.